Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Laurel Botsford, and I welcome you to my discussion on the expansion of human consciousness. First, a small bit about me. I'm an American living in Sri Lanka, and I'm a doctor of acupuncture, practitioner of shiatsu therapy, orthopedic manual therapy, and universal energy healing. I'm also an amateur astronomer, ever interested in space and all I can find out about it. It is the combination of my spiritual and my scientific interests that is the reason for me making these videos today, because I want to present to you the information that I have channeled into two books. The first book, Lifting the Veil of Consciousness, was a book channeled to me in a 3.5-week period of time. And as it was the first time that I had experiences with channeling, it was an amazing period. My second book, Did Einstein Understand? E = mc squared, Removing the Veil. Now, the channelings for this book came along much more sporadically, and I compiled them all into the one book. Both books are channeled and written by me, and they came about after I had my aura read. Now, your aura is your personal energy field. It is a field of energy that penetrates, so therefore it's inside of our corporal body and extends outside of our corporal body. And in my aura reading, I was told that I had rays coming off of the top of my head. And I was told that these rays were channels that were open to divinity. And I had 6 of them open. Now, this was very surprising at the beginning, although when I thought about it, I had been practicing contact with other than human every night. And I knew that I was making contact at night. But this was during the day, my aura reading. And I had no idea that these channels were also still open. So this leads me to speak to you very briefly about what channeling is. Because all too often, people believe that you must be someone special or gifted in order to channel. But this is not true. Everyone is connected to the universal consciousness. And so everyone is channeling, whether you know it or not, such as me. The only difference now between me and possibly someone like you is that I have opened to the possibility of being able to contact outside of humans. I practice it and I listen. And that is all you need do in order to know that you channel too. So the title of my first book, Lifting the Veil of Consciousness, always elicits the question, what is a veil of consciousness? And this is a veil of separation between the realities of this human realm and what is real beyond human. Under the veil, metaphorically speaking, if you believe that this is all there is, then it is difficult to perceive of anything outside this realm. But the closer that we get to the edge of our veil, we begin to discern indistinctly glimpses of what is on the other side. And it is our expanding consciousness that takes us there. And so, what is consciousness? A simple dictionary definition would be that it is the totality of a person's thoughts and feelings, a perception of something, or a perception that something is or is not. And this is a pretty simple but usual human understanding of consciousness. But the universal consciousness that channels through me and through many others defines consciousness simply as consciousness is. And this is a far more complete concept than the usual human understanding. We are told that there are cycles of consciousness, and the human realm is said to be in the fourth cycle, or the fourth dimension of consciousness. And what that means is that it is the fourth time that the human essence has condensed into being out of this pure consciousness that is. And this all of consciousness is a state of being that is without form. It is pure energy. There is no color. There is no sound. There is nothing of definition. It is pure conscious potential of all forms, all sounds, all creation. And it is out of this all of consciousness that the human realm separated and condensed into being, the separation being this metaphorical veil. Excuse me while the traffic goes by. Another way of describing the separation would be simply that the knowledge contained in the all of consciousness, some of that knowledge, in fact most of it, becomes clouded from our conscious awareness. This separation enables the human realm to be, because without this separation, we are the all of consciousness. But then we cannot be human. The all of consciousness is completely formless, but containing all potentialities of form and every other manifestation of energy. And so, in this way, everything is consciousness. You will hear it said from time to time, consciousness is all there is. And that means that all of the non-physical in our human realm and all of the physical in this realm is a form of consciousness. Now, the non-physical aspect of consciousness is quite easy to understand, because even in the human realm, the human understanding of consciousness is as a non-physical something. And so other non-physical things such as thoughts, imagination, radio waves, X-rays. In fact, the entire electromagnetic spectrum, most of this is non-physical. And so we can understand that it is a form of consciousness. In order to understand this, we must break away from the currently held human paradigm and broaden our awareness into this new concept of consciousness. Sometimes it is a little difficult to understand. So even in the non-physical realm, moving towards the more heavier physical expression of consciousness, a good example of that would be that a thought is one of the first condensations out of the consciousness that is. And even in your own being, you can feel that thought is heavier than pure consciousness. And then we speak our thoughts, making the consciousness more condensed, more solid, and it even feels heavier, speech does, than thought is. And then in the human realm, we bring the consciousness of the speech right down into the heavy physical world of action. And each stage is a further condensation from the consciousness that is into a thought, into speech, and into action. Each stage heavier, more condensed as it drops into being. I'd like to leave it there for just a moment as I keep these videos to 15 minutes, and I'll be right back with you very shortly.